bienvenidos a su programa bilingüe de ACC TV, Ready, Set, Ascender. Soy Diana Gorosieta, la coordinadora de Ascender. You may notice that today's introductions are a little different, and that's because ACC is going through some exciting changes that directly impact our students and the programs that support them. One of those changes is sitting right next to me. Many of you already know Alejandra as the manager of Ascender, but her role has recently expanded to support even more students across the college. Ale, can you share with us your new role and what this means?
Bueno, pues Diana, primero que nada, muchísimas gracias por tus palabras tan lindas. Estoy muy emocionada de compartir que ahora soy la Student Success Programs Manager de ACC, which means I will oversee both Ascender and Brass. Voy a apoyar a nuestros amigos y amigas de Brass, y this change is part of the college's intentional shift toward a more student-centered approach, bringing together advising, enrollment, and support services to create a clear pathways for certificates, degrees, and transfer. Al final del día, todo se trata de apoyar mejor a nuestros estudiantes y su éxito. Y vamos a trabajar con nuestros estudiantes de Brass para triunfar juntos.
Claro que sí. We are so excited for you and for what this new role will bring to our students, because at the end of the day, like you said, all of these changes are meant to help them succeed. And that's not all. The ACC Teaching and Leadership Excellence Awards list was released, and Ale will receive the Professional Technical Employee of the Year Award, which celebrates outstanding employees who demonstrate strong leadership and go above and beyond their job duties for the ACC community. All of this is happening all at once, Ale. I know the year just started. How do you feel?
Pues, my ego, oh my God, se me está haciendo la cabeza grandota. Me siento súper emocionada, contenta, orgullosa, feliz y muy agradecida con ustedes, con mi comunidad, con mis colegas que me apoyaron y me nominaron. Les mando un abrazo muy fuerte a todos. And while we celebrate this new chapter, we are also still celebrating Ascender's 10th year anniversary. We'll officially wrap up this milestone era this May when the spring semester comes to an end.
Muchísimas felicidades, Ale. We're so proud of you and grateful for all of your leadership. And all of these milestones reminds us that when we invest in our students and the people who support them, amazing things can happen. Y ahora sí, no se muevan porque seguimos con News Rapido, where we'll bring you the latest updates, events, and opportunities happening around ACC.
¡Vamos!
In this edition of News Rapido, we've got some events and college-wide activities that will enrich your academic life and also keep you informed about cool things happening in the city. So let's start with ACC.
¿Vives en Lockhart o en los alrededores? Esta oportunidad de tomar clases de Austin Community College cerca de casa. ACC Lockhart es ideal para estudiantes que quieren comenzar su educación universitaria.
That's right. ACC Lockhart is a great option for those students who are looking to start college in a welcoming environment. Whether you're planning to transfer to a four-year university or explore career pathways, ACC offers guidance and resources to help you succeed. And if your goal is to enter the workforce, ACC Lockhart also offers hands-on training designed to help you gain real-world skills and prepare you for in-demand careers.
Y para todos aquellos que desean incorporarse directamente al mundo laboral, ACC ofrece programas de oficios especializados en un edificio dedicado exclusivamente a estas áreas. Las clases incluyen mecánica automotriz, soldadura, aire acondicionado y calefacción, plomería y mucho más.
For more information, be sure to visit the website listed below. Bueno, en otras noticias, on February 10th, just before Valentine's Day, we hosted our 6th annual sex education session, which focuses on sexual health education and student rights. During the event, professionals discussed Title IX, including students' rights and responsibilities, how to recognize harassment, and how to report incidents. Specialists also talked about healthy relationships, intimacy, and shared important information about sexually transmitted infection prevention.
Y aunque este evento ya pasó, todavía queremos invitarlos a que visiten la página de internet de la Oficina de Cumplimiento sobre Oportunidades e Igualdad, donde puedes aprender más sobre el Title IX y los derechos y las responsabilidades.
Ale, do you remember Vanessa Gonzalez, the comedian we featured in our last season? Well, I had a really fun afternoon before the year ended at the Creek in the Cave Comedy Club, where she has sold out shows and even did a special recording. I kid you not, I was laughing so hard.
Qué rico.
Y me moría de la vergüenza, but then I remembered that that's exactly why you go to a comedy club, to laugh and to have a great time and fun, you know? So I quickly snapped out of it. But what I love the most is that she takes personal experiences and turns them into stories that are absolutely hilarious. And they're so relatable, whether it's family moments or those everyday struggles we all know a little bit about.
Ay, Diana, qué pena que no pude ir, me hubiera gustado. Me encanta que me duela el estómago de risa, así. Qué rico reírse así. Bueno, y si se lo perdieron como yo, pues visite su página de internet, vanessacomedy.com, para que estén pendientes de sus próximos shows y ojalá tengan la oportunidad de verla en vivo. Y si no pueden, pues ahí tienen sus programas especiales.
I promise it's an experience you won't forget. And I also encourage you to check out comedy spots around Austin. Places like the Creek and the Cave often have free events, which are perfect for enjoying a fun afternoon, whether it's on your own, meeting new people, or hanging out with friends.
Y bueno, otra cosa, yo tuve el valor de ir a Esquina Tango a una de sus clases de cumbia, Diana. Esquina Tango es una organización sin fines de lucro que también tuvimos la oportunidad de tener en nuestro show en la temporada 4, en el episodio 1, Wing Wing, si no lo han visto. Bueno, pues fui a una de sus muchas clases de baile, fui a la de cumbia, como te decía, y por solo $20 te dan una hora de clase de cumbia y después de eso un DJ o una banda tocan por 3 horas para que pongas tus pasos prohibidos en práctica. Yo fui con mi esposo, pero les recuerdo que no se necesita llevar compañero de baile porque ahí te ponen uno. Estuvo súper chido.
That sounds so fun. You know, I want to go now.
Vamos.
Well, as I browsed through their website, here's what I found. Every Monday, there's a 7 p.m. beginner-friendly tango class at the Cabana Club, followed by an 8 p.m. milonga. If you're interested, check out their website at esquinatango.org. Well, in other news, in 2025, we left behind Stranger Things.
Oh.
I know. Although it may be over, if it sparked your curiosity about fantasy worlds and rolling dice to decide your fate, don't worry, the adventure doesn't have to end there. Every Sunday, starting at 6 p.m., Pinball's Kingdom in Buda hosts free Dungeon and Dragon nights open to all experience levels, whether you're a first-time player or a seasoned adventurer.
Así es. Si alguna vez te ha llamado la atención Dungeons and Dragons, pero nunca tuviste un grupo con quien jugar o te dio miedo aprender desde cero, esta es una gran señal para que lo intentes. No importa si eres principiante o experto, puedes unirte a una de las mesas abiertas de pinballs en traer tus propios aventureros para que vivas tu propia experiencia completa de D&D.
We think it's a great chance to build community and step into a world where, you talk about teamwork, creativity, and a little imagination can go a long way. Aquí, those of you who aren't into gaming nights, well, we got something very cool and special, especially if you love vintage finds, Western styles, or care about sustainability. We invite you to explore Howdy's Vintage Market, hosted every second Sunday of the month. This local market features vintage clothing and accessories, including classic pearl snap shirts, boots, jewelry, and more.
Sí, eso sí me encanta. Yo no ando en esa onda de los juegos de Dungeons and Dragons, pero me encantan los mercados, eso sí. Y más si se trata de ropa vintage, así que los invitamos a explorar Howdy's Vintage Market. El mercado contará con un vendedor que ofrecerá costura en vivo ahí el mismo día, incluyendo parches y reparación de ropa, dándole nueva vida a tus piezas favoritas. Y así, de esa manera, no consumimos tanto, no gastamos tanto y apoyamos a nuestra comunidad local. Y como dijo Diana, este mercado se ofrece cada segundo domingo del mes y encontrarás ropa, accesorios, camisas, botas vintage y más.
Bueno, let's turn the spotlight to the reason we do all of this, our students. Up next is Students in Accion, where we celebrate students who are making moves and creating impact in our community. Let's take a look. Today, we're excited to welcome Araceli Ramirez, a second-year student at Austin Community College. Araceli is pursuing her associates in business administration with plans to transfer to St. Edward's University in the fall to study business management.
Araceli es originaria de Austin y creció en Buda, Texas. Es la mayor de 4 hermanos y orgullosa de tener raíces mexicanas. En su camino académico, Araceli se ha desarrollado como estilista, combinando su pasión por la cosmetología y los negocios. Estamos muy emocionados de recibirla y escuchar su historia y sus experiencias. Bienvenida, Araceli.
Muchas gracias.
Estamos muy contentas de que estés aquí. Muy contenta. Platícanos un poquito de ti.
Pues primero muchas gracias por tenerme aquí hoy. Mi nombre es Araceli Ramirez y tengo 19 años. Soy una estudiante aquí en Austin Community College estudiando negocios y mi meta es tener un negocio, un salón de belleza, primeramente Dios. También soy la más mayor de 4. Tengo 2 hermanos y una hermana y un perrito también.
Well, you mentioned that you come from a large family, like 4 siblings. How has that shaped who you are as a person?
I definitely think it's played a huge role in who I am today, just because, you have that support system. I know, being the oldest, you definitely have to develop those leadership skills and it comes with a responsibility. However, it's such a huge blessing. I think I'd argue your family's, the most important and valuable thing you have.
That's sweet.
I'm so surprised that you speak like that and you're only 19. So wow, it's amazing.
I know you were talking about the free tuition program. Would you talk a little bit more about that experience?
Yes. So for me, Austin Community College was not my first choice, just because I didn't know much about Austin Community College. I think at the time it was pretty new to my hometown, which is Buda, Texas. And I was just applying for random schools in the area. I knew I didn't want to leave far. And then when I did get accepted, it was so overwhelming, like the tuition prices and the fear of being in debt. So then I kind of was like, actually, I don't think I even need to go to college. I have my own cosmetology license. Like, that's okay. But I remember my friends actually wanted to go to Austin Community College, and I went on a field trip, and I actually saw you at the Riverside campus. And you were talking about the Ascenda program. I was like, oh, that's a good program. And I told my friends, I was like, y'all should join that program. That sounds like a cool program. And then in the summer, I started seeing the free tuition. And I was like, that's a really good opportunity. And I want to take advantage of that. So I decided to go in the summer to my local community college, ACC. And I remember asking for help because I was first generation. I didn't know about an orientation. I didn't know how to even register for my classes. And she actually was like, oh, you should, join, it was actually Crystal Tunas. She was like, you should also join Ascendant. And I was like, oh, I know about that program. Yes, like I do want to join. And so I joined, and to this day, I think in my college years, this has been the best decision I've ever made.
I think everything happens for a reason. That was like your second calling. It's like, okay, I should probably jump on this. Well, you mentioned the cosmetology. What is it that you like about it? Why did you get into it? And why did you want to continue working behind that?
Okay, I'd say this is actually kind of funny because growing up, if you would have told me this, I probably wouldn't have believed you. I grew up with my brother, Cesar, who's 2 years and 10 months younger than me, mostly. And we were very much into Ninja Turtles and Spy Kids. But in 8th grade, the counselors from my new high school came and they were like, oh, these are, the CT programs we offer. And they mentioned cosmetology. And I was like, oh, cosmetology, my mom, she went to cosmetology school. So growing up, she always would cut my hair. We'd have spa days. And she taught me how to have maintenance and stuff. So I was like, oh, I want to, provide that, someday maybe for my daughters as well, or even with my sister. That'd be cool to do. So originally, that's why I signed up for it. And then my freshman year of high school was during COVID. So I was online and I was learning a lot of the book work, the history, the chemistry, and then the techniques. But even when you learn the techniques, you don't actually do them. So you don't have really that technical skill yet. And then going in my sophomore year, I really liked it. And I was like, oh, I actually really like this. Maybe I'll do this. This is so cool. And so I decided then, that's when I wanted to do cosmetology as my career.
And how do you balance being a full-time student while working as a hairstylist?
I say for me, I'm a person that gets stressed very easily. So I know always going into any task or any week, I have to carry my planner with me. It's color-coded. I have my self-care on there, okay, I have to do this stuff. I have my chores I need to get done, my deep cleaning, even when I have to wash my car, everything. I have it on there. In high school, I even would write down my outfits.
You're super organized, right? I noticed, you were showing me how you made tamales yesterday and you had it organized. I was like, oh my God.
Yes. By a dozen. Yes.
And I love how you have that support, not only here at ACC, but you also have it at home to accomplish your goals. And one of your goals is to go to St. Edward's. Can you tell us more about that? How did you come to that decision?
Well, growing up, I think it was one summer afternoon, we were passing by St. Edward's, and I remember telling my mom, oh, that's, a pretty church, and She's like, oh no, it's St. Edward's. And my mom used to want to go to St. Edward's. And so that's how I knew of this university. She like had given me the history, like it used to be an all-women's college, now it's not. And I just like how it's very private and the size in it. So growing up, I definitely wanted to go there. And then when I saw the tuition price, I decided, you know, I wanted to go to ACC. And then when I saw this new program, the Accelerate program that the new chancellor had like put in, and I was speaking to my friend Bianca, I saw that, you know, maybe this is possible. And I just really like knowing that it's a small community like ACC. I want my classes to be smaller. I think there's more value and that one-on-one more like attention to it. And my mentor, actually, Bianca, who also was provided to me by the Ascenda program, she also went to St. Edward's, so she always kind of would give me a lot more like advice and, you know, tips on how to transfer over there if I ever wanted to do that.
Now that you've been talking, I've seen how organized you are and how you have shown that you're an actual student leader. And I know I didn't prepare this question for you, but you were one of the students that went to HACU. Will you elaborate more on that experience of being selected as one of those students?
I think HACU definitely was probably the highlight of, you know, my ACC years so far. It definitely has showed me something more valuable, which isn't just, you know, my success, but others. I've always mentioned this, but when I wrote my application essay, I remember I was like, oh, this will be such a wonderful opportunity for me. Like, I want to, you know, I was gonna finish my data analysis in January, and I wanted to have an internship, and I just wanted to have networking skills and, you know, have more connections on LinkedIn. And when I left there, I realized, you know, all the program managers there, and not just them, but, you know, y'all as well, y'all dedicate yourselves not to y'all's success, but y'all give y'all's career to, you know, bring others along with us. And I think that it's just so important, especially in being a community of minorities, to give other students that equal, like, opportunity that sometimes isn't offered to us. And I think that's just what such a good leader is, because I believe everyone's a leader, because everyone has an impact and influence on one another. But I think a good leader is always just to be selfless and bring others along with you.
So now, for your business, for those who want to learn a little bit more about what you're doing as of right now, is there any way we can find out more about it?
Yes, so I have TikTok and Instagram. I try and post on there. It's Araceli_chair.
Please go follow her and to learn more about your journey. But again, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us.
Yes, well, thank you so much for having me today.
For our segment En La Comunidad, we are excited to welcome Granny's Tacos, a local taco business known for its authentic flavors, family-inspired recipes, and commitment to community.
Y lo que empezó como una pasión por hacer deliciosos tacos ha crecido en ser uno de los lugares favoritos de estudiantes, familias y amantes de los tacos en la ciudad. Acompáñanos a una conversación para saber la historia detrás de Granny's Tacos y aprender acerca de su historia y de cómo han aprendido en el camino.
At Granny's Tacos near the Eastview campus and Riverside campus. We're here with Jessica Diaz. ¿Cómo estás, Jessica?
Bien, Diana, muchas gracias. ¿Y tú?
Really good. I'm really excited to be here with you. I know you work at ACC, but I have a couple questions prepared for you just about Granny's Tacos. So let's jump right in. So can you tell us more about Granny's Tacos? Like, how did it begin and what inspired the name?
Yeah, so my mother-in-law started the taco business with repurposing an ambulance. She figured that she makes great food, started the taco truck, and the name became easy after realizing that these were her grandmother's, her great-grandmother's recipes passed down to her mom and then hers. So it became an automatic, this is gonna be Granny's Tacos, and she starts the business.
When did it begin?
In 2016.
2016. What would you say that Granny's Tacos represents apart from just selling food?
It represents home, belonging in what we embody as ascenders, no? Family, familia. We wanted to make sure that when you think of Granny's Tacos, you're gonna think of walking into grandma's house, knowing that you're gonna eat delicious food, that your heart's happy and your stomach's gonna be full.
Through food, I feel like we can all connect with one another. And I love that you specialize in that aspect, that familia, something that Austin Community College really does emphasize as well. Is there a family or cultural history behind the recipes?
The recipes have been passed down from generations. I like to say my mother-in-law is the gatekeeper, no? She's the one that definitely picked up on most of the food recipes and then brought them to life again, and she keeps going with them. Culturally, it's been interesting though, because her firstborn happens to be my husband, a male. And in our culture, it tends that, or perceive that a lot of the women have to carry all the recipes and the food, no, and learn how to cook. What happens to be that, you know, we also have our first three are males. And so it just became a thing. And my husband says he likes to break the status quo because they're all males. My first three sons, like I said, they learn how to cook at a very early age. And at this point, they all have some kind of an aspect running the business, to be honest. I now take pride saying that some of them cook better than I do now.
So y'all really do emphasize familia because everybody's hands-on here. I love that. So when it comes to a business, we know that there's some challenges. What was one of the biggest challenges Granny's faced?
I think to begin with, you know, we live in a city that loves tacos. No, Texas is known for tacos. So I think the challenge was, how do you overcome with a world full of tacos around you? We wanted to make sure that our tacos were gonna be, you know, mouth-watering, fulfilling, authentic flavors. This isn't Tex-Mex. This is your authentic, traditional tacos, you know? And so we made it a point that over time, it was gonna be obviously your traditional breakfast tacos, but then we expanded to the more fulfilling lunch. Even though to popular demand now is street tacos at night. Yeah, so we love to say that no matter what time of the day you can eat a taco, it's gotta be good and it's gotta be made con amor. With love. That's Granny's way, right?
As for ACC, for advice for our students, especially those who are thinking about starting a business or being adventurous and entrepreneurs, what skills are needed to make this happen?
I always say you have to have and stay positive, you know? Live on the growth mindset all the time. This is what makes the business grow. If you live on the positives are gonna happen. They come right along. So the positive mindset, honestly, part of this business, and I think in any business, honestly, I consider networking such a huge part of that. You have to talk your way into people, to other businesses. Go pick on those who have been there, done that, no? Meeting people, and even along the way, building relationships, because those relationships open doors to other avenues, to things that you need in your business, and little by little, things start plugging together, the dots start to connect. So I think definitely staying that positive mindset. It's what I say as an advisor all the time, right? My love is still with my students. I tell them all the time, live on the positive mindset, stay focused, hold on to your dreams, because I always tell them, holding on to your dreams and staying positive is already winning half the battle.
And for those students who are like introverts, but they want to network, what exactly would you tell them? Because extroverts, I think anybody could do that, right? But
tell them to come tell them to come see me. I love talking to students. You know, there's a little bit of for everybody. Even an introvert can learn how to, little by little, know how to network and build a business if they wanted to. So absolutely. We're Grannies, we're also familia, like I said. They need to come talk to someone about business. That's kind of how we started too, picking on everybody else's brains. I'd love to do that for anybody that, you know, is definitely on the mindset of opening a business.
Well, you heard it here. Jessica at the Hayes campus is here to offer advice and, you know, talk about student success, career paths. So that's also a big pointer. You probably will find me in your office soon. I'm not a student, but, you know, talking again about students, our students go through so much. You know, they're in school, sometimes they're working full time, but they have big dreams. What will you encourage them to do when there's a big dream such like the one that Granny's Tacos has?
I think definitely holding on to your dreams, learning how to go around the roadblocks, how to go through the roadblocks, you know. It's important that as a student, yeah, there's a lot of things, but don't focus on on all the things at once. I tell them, spread things out, you know, make deadlines, put your goals in place. When you spread things apart, it doesn't become overwhelming. It doesn't seem like, how am I gonna get all this done today? That's not the point. It's figuring out how to get there little by little.
Those little goals, one step at a time. I love that. So share with us, what's next for Granny's Tacos?
Well, the idea is to really open a motor brick, you know. It's in the process little by little, but more sooner than that is we're gonna be in South Austin pretty soon. You can see our locations coming up. We're about to open in South Austin right around the Slaughter Lane area. So if you all wanna visit Granny's, of course, there's gonna be Granny's out there now.
East Austin, South Austin. Oh, I can't wait. And you know, as we were talking, you also mentioned the comedy shows. And we've been trying to tell our students to get involved, to get out there. Would you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so my youngest, Riverbed, started comedy shows Friday night. It's been great. You pop in here Friday night, there's no charge, there's no cover.
You said it was free?
It's free. That's the best part. Come and have a good time and listen to the comedians. It's always fun.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the history, el corazón de Granny's. We really appreciate your taking the time to do that.
No, gracias a ustedes, Diana. Un honor, un placer.
Muchísimas gracias a Granny's Tacos y a Jessica Díaz, un abrazote, y a Araceli Ramirez, sobre todo, por compartir sus historias con nosotras y con ustedes. También agradecemos a todos los que nos ven por este medio. Y para mantenerse informado de todo lo que pasa en Ascender, no olviden visitar nuestra página austincc.edu/ascender para conocer más. Y recuerden que ACC te puede ayudar a lograr tus sueños, porque en ACC empiezas aquí y llegas lejos.
ACC is full of opportunities, and staying connected makes all the difference. Be sure to visit our website to keep up with ACC and Ascender news and events. We love hearing from you because your feedback and ideas matter to us. Don't hesitate to reach out at ascender@austincc.edu. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Adios.
Adiós.